Ladies and gentlemen, on this special edition of War a Week Boxing, we're joined by legendary fight trainer James Gogue, and he's going to give us his final prediction for Canelo versus Munguia next Saturday night, May 4th, on this and more on this edition of War a Week Boxing. Holdings proudly presents War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer, Coach James Gogue. Hey, thank you, Pat Summerall, for that kind introduction. I tell you what, guys, this would not be a Sunday without the counsel of our very dear friend, the 5-decade fight trainer and a guy I tout to have the best eyes in the business, the incomparable Coach James Gogue. James, how are you doing, sir?
Hey, Joe, I'm doing good. Got a big fight next week. Everybody's excited about Cinco de Mayo Day, the #1 pay-per-view date in America. That's the spot. Everybody wants that spot because of the guaranteed pay-per-view numbers you're going to get. Every promoter, what do you mean? They envy that. They envy that spot. They position themselves to get that spot. But
it all depends on the participants.
So
yeah,
he's a king.
Yep. Well, I was going to say it all depends on the participants now, doesn't it?
Well, of course, yeah. You got to have it's Cinco de Mayo Day. You're going to have the best is to have a Hispanic fighter. Because the Hispanics are the #1 fans in the United States, and they drive the pay-per-view sales, especially in the Southwest. So, Canelo, that's why that spot, every time he wants that spot, it's given to him. But I hear UFC is going to do a pay-per-view too. Is that true in Vegas?
I have no idea because I don't pay attention to UFC, but I know that they were supposed to be in the Sphere on Saturday night.
Okay.
Now, I don't know, though. I have no idea. I thought I read several months ago that Dana White was planning on making his debut in the Sphere in Vegas.
Yeah.
On the same night. I don't know. But, all I can say is this. I'm sure I haven't heard crickets since Ryan Garcia blasted Devin Haney. I haven't heard crickets from Dana White. And I especially haven't heard crickets since the numbers were revealed for the pay-per-view. For Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. Did you hear what those numbers were, sir?
Man, you hear all kinds of shit on the internet, man. So I don't know. Until they make an official announcement, I have no idea. You know what I mean?
Well,
I thought it would do as good as 750, 5 to 750, but it passed my expectations. So I hear.
Well, look, earlier in the week, and the gentleman is going to be on the show. He was supposed to be on the show this week. For sure, he's going to be on the show next Wednesday. I'm not going to reveal that guy, but he works with Matchroom Sport and he worked with DAZN. He told me in the beginning of the week, he said it's tracking close to 1 million, but not everything has been calculated yet, so I can't reveal, and we won't know until probably next week. And then Bernard Hopkins, as well as matchmaker Robert Tapia, told me that it was 1.5 million purchases, just below that.
Cool. Okay, around 1.45. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So what does that say about the face of the sport, the king, the pay-per-view king? Is it still Canelo Alvarez?
Hey, if he doesn't do $1 million, if he only does like 755 to 750, like I think, nah. Brian Garcia, well, him and Jake Paul, are the faces of boxing. Okay. Well, it's really Ryan Garcia because Jake Paul is more like a sideshow. But Ryan Garcia, if them numbers are true, that fight he did with Tank, what was the numbers?
1.3 mil.
And this one did 1.4. Oh, he's the pay-per-view. Yep. He's the king of pay-per-view in boxing right now, Ryan Garcia. If it's true. Because Canelo, Canelo, when's the last time he did $1 million?
Golovkin.
The second one.
Second one. Yep.
Fuck, that was years ago, man.
Well, HBO was still on board.
Yeah. So if he hasn't hit that mil mark in, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, and Garcia is hitting 1.5 and he's only hitting 5 to 750, come on, man. The face of boxing is Ryan Garcia. And the way he's mainstream now, he crossed over totally. Canelo hasn't crossed over yet because he doesn't live in the States, you know what I mean? Ryan Garcia lives in the States and he's everywhere, man. He was just with Donald Trump, meeting with him, shadow boxing for him. He was with Deion Sanders at their spring football game in Colorado. He's doing, he's rapping with all these rappers. I don't know their names, but you know what I mean? He's mainstream, meaning he can relate to every race out there, white, black.
That's it,
man. You see him talking to everybody. Little kids love him. Oh, little kids love the guy, man. Look, Joe, he has crossed over. He's mainstream, Brian Garcia. You know what I mean? He's mainstream. His Instagram followers, they're 12, 13, I don't know, 12 million, I don't know, 13 million. Oh, he's mainstream guy. And if he does that, if them numbers are correct, Joe, he's the new face of boxing, okay? Because if Canelo, he hasn't broke $1 million since that Golovkin fight. And he needs a strong dance partner. Garcia doesn't, okay?
Well, let's just hope that this last pay-per-view event didn't empty the pockets of all avid boxing aficionados. Because that's one thing, like, there's a reason why they couldn't put this fight in Vegas, Golden Boy and Matchroom Sport and DAZN. Because there's a blackout period, right? You cannot stage a huge event at the MGM or the T-Mobile Arena. Those are owned by MGM, both properties. You cannot put anything in those facilities 2 weeks before the Cinco de Mayo Canelo event. Yeah. And they were afraid it was going to detract from that event. That's why you couldn't. That's why they were forced to put it in Barclays, right? And so
they still packed the place, what, $10 million gate or something like that?
$10 million gate, yep.
Yeah, a wrong location, they still packed the place, and they did 1.45. He is the king he's the new face. He is now the recognized new face of boxing, okay?
Yep.
Yeah. It ain't Tank Davis. That motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? what was his pay-per-view numbers against what's his name?
Hector
Pitbull, 50,000.
Oh, that was terrible. 49,000, yeah.
And who else? Leo Santa Cruz, 300, but it was because of Leo. And who else? Rolly Romero, what was his pay-per-view numbers with Rolly?
About 200,000.
Come on. Who's the pay-per-view king? Ryan Garcia. He's the new face of boxing. Oscar said that, and Oscar's right, 110%. Ryan Garcia, if the numbers are true, that's 2 consecutive over 1 million pay-per-view buys, 1.3, 1.4. And with this win, Joe, it's going to get bigger. Okay? Yeah, it's going to get bigger. He can hit that 2 million mark, man. If they do it right with Oscar knows what he's doing. Yeah.
Yep. And there it is. Before we say hello to our dear friends in the chat, let's start our very first segment today.
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for Fact or Fiction.
Thank you, Floyd. Thank you. Well, before we go into the first fact, Gogi, I do have to ask you this. What did you think when you actually heard? Oh, hold on real quick. Just one moment. I'm getting feedback real quick. Hold on. What were you thinking when you heard the news? Ryan, well, he spilled the beans. He said, and he insists that Floyd Mayweather is the one who taught him the strategy of coming in 3 pounds over and not even trying to make weight to give him the advantage against Devin Haney.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt, I wouldn't, doubt that. Yeah. Ryan was, him and Floyd are real tight. They become real tight. I won't be surprised if Floyd's trying to steal him away and everything. You know what I mean? But anyway.
Well, you got to have TV dates to do that, though, Coach.
Yeah, but the thing is, he ain't got no TV dates. He relies on Al Heyman and PBC. You know what I mean? Golden Boy just re-up with him for 2 more years, I think you were telling me. 2026?
2026, yes, sir.
Yeah, which is smart. You know what I mean? You stick with the people that got you there, man, and grow with the company, grow with them and everything. If you have issues with them, you keep it private and you have a closed meeting with them to handle your issues with them and get ironed out. You don't get on the stupid thing, the immature thing, the unprofessional thing would be is start, saying your problems with your promoter on the internet or social media. Nah, you got problems with your promoter. You meet with them in person, you iron them out. But anyway, it didn't surprise me. Yeah, 3 pounds. Yeah. That was a smart, that to me won the fight. He didn't have to, physically drain his body to make weight. So the next night, you know what I mean? He'd be at 60, 75%, not 110%. You know what I mean? So
that's right.
It was a smart move. Hey, just win the damn fight. Okay. Yeah, you didn't make weight. You didn't win no belt. It don't matter. Ryan Garcia, he draws numbers. He's not even He's never been a champion. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I know the sanctioning bodies are fucking like, God damn, we got to find a way to get this guy a belt. But he don't really need him. He's a star. You know what I mean? He's a star. He's a mainstream star. And how many fighters in boxing boxers that are active right now, you can say that? Jake Paul. Well, he's not. He's a sideshow. So is Mike Tyson. But Ryan Garcia is pretty much the only mainstream star in boxing now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh.
That's it.
Come on. I'm being real. Everybody are boxing stars, but they're not crossover appeal. They're just, to the boxing fans. That's all.
Yep. That's it. And guys, let's just face it. Becoming a big-time mainstream attraction is by far the most coveted prize in boxing, worth more than any trinket or sanctioning organization title.
Yeah, he don't need no. Look at all the money, man. Look at all the money the organizations, that are not making off him, because he's not fighting for one of their belts. You know what I mean? And look at all the money he's saving. You know what I mean? That 3%. You know what I mean? That's the kind of money he's getting. That's a lot of money for them guys.
Yep. So, guys, let's go to our first fact or fiction. Coach Gogue, number 1. After a shaky performance last night in front of a near sellout crowd in Fresno, Jose Ramirez just spoiled his chances of becoming Ryan Garcia's next opponent. Fact or fiction?
He increased it because of the way he looked. It don't matter who Ryan Garcia fights. All right. He increased it. They're like, oh man, this guy's easy to hit. He's got holes in his defense. That speed of Garcia will cause Ramirez big problems. You know what I mean?
And most importantly, Gogue, he sells tickets in California.
Who? Garcia?
Both. Jose Ramirez. That was a near sellout because of him.
Yeah, but this Garcia is the star. Okay, if they go to Vegas, they're gonna go for Garcia, not Ramirez. He ain't gonna be the main attraction.
No, he won't. Jose Ramirez is a small fry. He's only a big star in Fresno.
Yep.
Outside of that, crickets.
Yeah.
And there it is. And there it is. Guys, if you have any questions for the coach, please let them fly at this time. We're going to start taking questions.
I'd be surprised, Joe. I wouldn't be surprised if they made that match.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me either. That may be why I put it on Fact or Fiction. Number 2, sir. Tim Tszyu versus Virgil Ortiz Jr. on August 3rd in the co-main event to Terrence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov won't be nearly as competitive as most fans currently believe. Fact or fiction?
Boy, man, that's a good. It's a fight between two explosive punchers. Ortiz got a vicious left hook to the body. Tim Tszyu better prepare, strengthening that liver side or defending against it and countering it. And he just better, like I said, this is a very, very tough fight for both guys.
Yes, sir.
Virgil hasn't been. I mean, that was that fight with Igis Kavalaskius. I can't remember his name.
That was 2 years ago now, sir.
Yeah. This
2.5 years ago now, sir.
Yeah, this Tszyu was more battle tested and everything, but he still gets hit. It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight. The person with the better chin is gonna win the fight. Okay, and if he's got because Virgil Ortiz's best weapon is that hook to the body. I mean, it's just like Gerald McClellan, the former WBC middleweight
Body
champion.
snatcher, baby.
Yeah, he just whips it in there, Gerald McClellan. And Virgil Ortiz, he has a very, very similar hook to the body, left hook to the body, like Mickey Ward, Gerald McClellan, Ruben Alvarez, great, fighters in the past that, paralyzed you with that shot to the liver. Oh, one of my favorite shots, man. That left hook to the body.
Oh,
Virgil
did you say that?
good.
Did you
And
say
Tim
the G-Man?
Joe, Tim Tszyu, he's
Yes,
got to be able to defend against it, but counter it too, to prevent, to make Ortiz hesitant on throwing it, man. The best way to throw it is catch it. The old Eddie Futch technique. Catch it and counter with an uppercut. Big Daddy Bull was good at that. Yeah. Riddick Bowe. I should see him do it in sparring a lot. His part, if he knows his opponent's going to throw that left hook to the liver, he'll catch it and counter with a right uppercut. And that's what you got to do. You got to take away your opponent's best weapon, neutralize it, and counter it. And it's going to make him more hesitant, in throwing it in the future and everything. But Virgil Ortiz, he's a solid kid. Doesn't say much, doesn't have much of a personality, but he's a fighter. Okay, he's a fighter, and he's 25-0, 25 knockout. So is it 25-0? I can't remember what the fucking guy's record is.
I'll look it up right now, sir. It's
21-0.
21-0 with 21 knockouts, same as Arthur Beterbiev.
All right. So you got a guy, with 100% knockout ratio. Yeah, and he's a solid puncher, that Ortiz. Yeah, and it's Joe. It's going to be a great fight. That's all, because you have two stylistic. It's a great stylistic matchup. Two fighters that have that same mental, physical temperament. They're not scared to mix it up. They're both good punchers. Yeah, but
Gogue,
the edge I give to Ortiz because of his left hook to the liver. Yeah.
Oh, I tell you what,
and he's got a better trainer than them Australian guys. Yeah, them Australian guys to me, they're nothing special. Them trainers, I mean, they're good trainers. I mean, they work hard. I'm not gonna rag on them. They're good trainers. But Robert's a better trainer, and
hell yes,
better at preparation. So and Robert has great sparring at his gym. You know what I mean? So
yep, that says it all. That says it all. Iron sharpens iron in this business, coach. Yeah. But I tell you what, Robert Garcia is going to be back in San Antonio. I'm going to be doing commentary on June 15th in Robert Garcia's House of Champions and Texas Boxers and Brawlers. Guys, hit me up. You're in the area. I'll get you tickets. Can't wait for that. Guys, I'm also going to be calling doing ring announcing for TMB Promotions this Friday evening at the Scotch Rite Temple in San Antonio, Texas. We're going to be featuring in the main event Ruru Silva's undefeated heavyweight prospect against my man Terrell, Two Real Herndon, in your main event of the evening. Guys, that's going to be great. I'm going to be ring announcing for that one. Now I'm going to be doing commentary for Robert Garcia, House of Champions. So Guys, hit me up for tickets if you're in the South Texas area, or if you're covering the event for any YouTube platform, hit me up and I'll get you credentialed. And there it is. Let's see what's next. Oh, by the way, are you a bit surprised, Gogue, that Tim Tszyu is jumping in the ring so quickly after getting that nasty cut on his head and jumping right into the lion's den against Virgil Ortiz Jr.?
When's that fight? When did he get that? When was that fight? He got
March 30th.
So April, May, June, July. Yeah, 4 months. Yeah, golly, that's pretty sure. A fight like that, man, it's gonna take at least 6 months to make sure that cut heals. Yeah, man, you gotta be real careful, man. Yeah. When you're in sparring, you gotta put the right type of ointments and treatment on it. You got when you get a cut like that, man, you just don't let it heal naturally. You gotta put like aloe vera oil, aloe vera gel. I use a special oil up here in Mexico that helps it heal faster, and it keeps it moist and everything. So you gotta treat that cut so it heals better. Okay, because if you don't, it's gonna open up again. And the thing is, when you spar, you gotta put some type of like a do-rag or a towel inside the headgear so you don't get hit on that. You know what I mean? So there's ways when you spar, you gotta put something under that headgear. So, you know what I mean? You're not getting contact with it and everything. So, but anyway, yeah, you got to just be careful. What I would do is lay a thin piece of cotton right over it, the area, put or a do-rag so you have some protection, then put the headgear with a full face bar. I like the full face headgears with the bar.
Yeah.
Because when you spar, it protects your nose. If you keep on getting hit a lot on your nose when you're sparring, you're going into fight damaged goods.
That's right.
So what you want to do is, I like those full face protection, like the winning ones, where they're nice and light and you got good vision, but it protects your whole face during training camp, so you're not taking those hits like the normal headgear, and your skin's getting black eye. You're going into the fight damaged goods. Protect that damn face. But stuff like that, I would, because this is a big money fight. He's probably going to get a few million. I don't know what he's going. It's going to be in the million. Plus the money he's going to make in Australia. Yeah, it's a good payday for Tim Tszyu, man. So you got to take all these precautions and everything.
Yeah, you have to balance all factors. But look,
but the thing is, Joe, he's got to, like I said, he should train for this fight in Los Angeles, man, where there's great sparring, to prepare him for this, man. You know what I mean? He just doesn't train unless he hires sparring partners, which he probably will. Send them over there and everything.
Well, how do you prepare for a beast like Virgil Ortiz Jr. though?
Get in the best shape possible. That's all.
Maybe you should go over to your gym or have that hard sparring in Mexico City to prepare for Virgil.
The altitude is going to get you in that condition you need to fight a guy like Virgil Ortiz. Okay. Plus, my gym, we had a 13x13 ring, man. So there ain't a lot of room to move. So you got to be able to. You better have skills on close quarter combat. Trench warfare, phone booth warfare. Yeah. So when I tell you what, a guy like Ortiz who's going to try coming at you, you better have something. You better have something to discourage him, because he's like a bully. Okay, you gotta put some fear in him. And Tszyu got the power to to get his attention. But that Ortiz is a resilient competitor. Okay, he'll bite down and fight through them tough times. And Tszyu's just coming off a tough fight. I gotta favor Ortiz.
And there it is. And who do you favor in the main event? Terrence Crawford makes his 154-pound debut against Israel Madrimov for the WBA Junior Middleweight Championship.
That's a tough fight, too, for Crawford, because the guy can punch. But Crawford is such a highly skilled, ambidextrous, chameleon. He knows how to adapt to all the situations in the ring. He knows how to change his tactics and everything. You're going to have to go with Crawford, man. You know what I mean? Right now, probably the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. the most intelligent pound for pound fighter in the world. Yeah.
And there it is. There it is. I tell you what, also on that card, oh boy, you've got Big Snickers versus Big Syringe. Andy Ruiz versus Big Baby Jarrell Miller.
Okay. Next.
Okay, Andy Cruz versus Antonio Moran.
Good fight for Cruz, because Moran is a good fighter. He's from Mexico City. He's tall. He's rangy. He's smart. He's crafty. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a good fighter. It's a great fight for Cruz. Yeah. He'll be in shape too.
And
Moran,
also Dave Morrell Jr., Coach Ronnie's fighter.
Moran will be in shape for this fight because he trains it.
And rounding out
Moran will be in shape for Joe. Moran will be in shape for the fight because he trains in Mexico City, so he'll be, training in that altitude, boy. Yeah, he'll get him in that condition.
Indeed. And rounding out that card, Coach, in L.A., funded by the Saudis. Two more fights. Isaac Pitbull Cruz versus Jose Rayo Valenzuela. Coach, is this the fight that we never knew we wanted?
It's a good fight. Pitbull is getting hot. Especially after that last fight with knocking out Rolly Romero the way he did it. He's exciting because he goes for the knockout. Mexican fans love him. Oh man, this is a very, very stacked card, top to bottom and everything. Yeah. And Joe, you don't need bullshit preliminary fights. Just show these 6 and that's all. Get out of there. You know what I mean? You don't need 12 fights and all that bullshit. Yeah.
Indeed. And then you've got the return and the debut at 175 pounds. Dave Morrell Jr. versus Radovic Kalachik.
Yeah. Another solid talent. Morrell. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know about anything about his opponent, but I know Morrell is a very athletically gifted, talented fighter. Yeah. The
only thing you need to know about Kalachik. Go ahead, sir.
I don't know anything about that motherfucker, but I know Morrell. Morrell's solid.
Indeed. Probably the most athletically gifted fighter in boxing at this time. He's a switch-hitting badass. He can fight at multiple ranges. He's got it all. He's got that deep amateur Cuban pedigree. Been fighting since he was 4. Ching-Gao. This guy's a beast, and he's going to be a problem for anybody.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, though. Let's move on. Let's say hello to our dear friends in the chat before we go to our main event of the evening, which is breaking down this Saturday night's main event and talking about the rest of the undercard, guys. Let's start at the top of the list, guys. Let's say hello to our dear friend, Jesus M. Yep. Thank you for supporting the coach on this day. He says, Virgil versus Tim. Can't wait. Yes. Absolutely. Thank you for supporting the coach, my friend. And he also says, Coach, I heard the numbers were only 250,000. Well, take it up with Bernard Hopkins, as he's the one who told me it was 1.5 million.
I did more than 250. Yeah.
Well, EJ, my brother EJ, guys, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to my brother Electro Jet. He says, hey, what's up, Joseph? How goes it? And salute to Coach Gogue. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for supporting the coach on this night. Teach, welcome to the show, sir. And he goes, Munguia will beat Canelo. Well, find out what the coach thinks in just a bit. And he says, Jesus says, 1.5 pay-per-view Ryan versus Haney was inflated. Look, if Eddie Hearn and Kevin Rooney Jr., who work with Matchroom Sports, says it was tracking around 1 million on Monday, but he said not all the figures had been calculated yet, then I don't know if 1.5 is inflated, my friend.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's telling you 250. It sounds to me like they don't know their ass from a hole in the wall, brother. Yeah. And there it is. And my brother Clay Stevenson, thank you for joining me from Twitter, brother. It's good to see you here, and thank you for supporting the coach, my friend. And I see your question down there. Let me just forward to this. And he says, let me find it. Oh, here it is. Clay has a question for you, Coach. He says, Coach Gogue, is Golden Boy the promoter of the future in America? What do you see for them?
As long as they got stars and they got TV dates, you're always and you got the face of boxing. That's all you need, baby. All you need is one face of boxing to make your company, what do you call it, in the green, make it real solvent, meaning cash flow coming in, man. Yeah, as long as you keep sounding the talent, okay, and you got TV dates. Now me, Joe, since Ryan Garcia is a big hit with them, don't you think they're going to have leverage with the zone to get more TV dates, bigger budgets?
Absolutely. That's how they
Eddie
signed.
Hearns?
Yep, that's how they had that mammoth deal with DAZN in the first place. They had Canelo. And might I remind you, what Coach is saying is absolutely true. It just takes one superstar to make any promoter a major player in this business.
That's all.
Because look what happened to Golden Boy Promotions when Al Heyman gutted them of talent. They still had Canelo and built off of that.
As long as you got talent coming in. See, it's like the NFL. You got talent coming in. You know what I mean? Always. Or college football. That's always going to keep your program strong. You always got to have the talent being infused in your company. Then if you got, all you need is one pay-per-view crossover star that could do $1 million, $1.5 million pay-per-views. You win the money, man. Now, if this Munguia, Jaime obsessed Canelo.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Golden Boy is going to be sitting like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And I guarantee if Eric and them guys are smart, which I know they are, they'll go to the zone. We want more dates, bigger budgets. What happens when you get more dates, bigger budgets? You can sign more talent.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a positive, what do you call it? Trickle down effect. You know, everybody beneath them is going to get taken care of. Like when Oscar was fighting. Oh my God. I remember when I used to help out with Golden Boy, and when they first started, I used to help out Eric a lot making matches. And man, when Oscar was fighting, boy, man, yeah, there was no expenses. They didn't even watch it that much, man. I used to go on the trips, man. They took care of me, man. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, I noticed it when he quit fighting, man. The budgets got cut back. You had to actually go by a budget, whereas before when the money was coming in, man, everybody was eating. Everybody, yeah.
And there it is.
Want to hear a story?
Let's hear it, brother. Let's hear it.
True story, man. It was a fight, man. I was helping Golden Boy with, or did I have a fighter on the card? Oh, I was in Vegas. It was a Golden Boy show. And what happened was Golden Boy was just starting off, okay? They didn't know, they were just learning the business. And the week of the fight, you get there, the people that are participating in the event, you get meal tickets. It was at the MGM Grand, so you get 3 meal tickets a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's how you eat, and the buffet, the Golden MGM Grand buffet. Ooh, oh my gosh, top of the line, got everything, man. So that's how you eat, you got, and that's what, the norm was, the promoter, you get there with your name, you got the tickets. Well, when I got there, I'm like, what the, where's my meal tickets? They go, I'll go to the Golden Boy office. Instead of having them in envelopes with the fighter's name or the manager's name, they had them all stacked up. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, like this, and there was nobody controlling it. And I go, hey man, what's going on? They just go grab what you need. Yeah.
Wow.
And you're talking back then, it was like $50 eat at the buffet. So I said, okay.
Right.
I grabbed a bunch of it, man. I grabbed, what I had in my crew. Right after I grabbed it, Vernon Forrest, the late great Vernon Forrest.
Viper. Woo.
Him and Dominique Gwynn, the fighter.
Southern
go, hey,
disaster.
What up? So, they go, hey man, is that the meal tickets? I said, yeah. They go, I said, are you on the show? They go, no. They go, man, but we hungry. They went over there and just helped themselves, man. It was like this. After they had a crew of like 10 people, man, and they started grabbing this shit. I'm like,
Wow.
these motherfuckers, yeah. So it went from here to here. But the things, they weren't free.
No.
Okay. Because what happens, end of the day, MGM Grand sends Golden Boy the bill. The bill.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I heard 2 days afterwards, Golden Boy got the bill. It was like $12,000, and Richard Schaefer went fucking berserk. Because it's usually 4,000 to 5,000. He went like, what? Because Richard Schaefer's is a number guy. He's like, what the hell happened, man? It's just they went in there and let people take those meal buffet coupons. Murder Forrest and his crew. Oh man, I want some. And I just said, yeah, man,
Yeah, I always love going to the Fantasy Springs or the Pachanga or
go to Vegas, man. The MGM Grand.
That's what I was just going to say.
They got everything. But
the best buffet. Go ahead, James.
But what I was saying, man, yeah, what happens, what I'm trying to say, Clay, is when everything's going good, baby, you know what I mean? You got a cash cow like Canelo, man. When they had Canelo, oh yeah, things were going real good, man. Real good, you know. But you don't have that cash cow. But now they got Garcia. They got now if Munguia wins, oh my God, yeah, Golden Boy ain't going nowhere. They'll always be able to sign the talent. Now, one thing Golden Boy learned is not to give these motherfuckers, these hotshot amateurs, big signing bonuses and all that bullshit. Because 9.5 out of 10 don't work out. It's wasting money. Right. Just give them a good promotional deal, good minimums. Give them throw them a little signing bonus just to keep them happy. Then keep them busy, keep them active and everything. Because last night, Ramirez made $1.1 million. Virgil Ortiz made $800,000.
Yep,
that's fucking good money. And I hear this shit. Oh, Golden Boy's cheap and this and that. Oh yeah, that ain't being cheap. Don't pay you, man. Oscar will pay you, man. You prove yourself.
Fair market value.
You prove yourself. You start becoming a star. He'll pay you, man. Oscar. Everybody says this and this, but I dealt with these guys, when they first started 22 years ago. So these guys are good people, man. Oscar, Eric, you know what I mean? They're good. They're good people, man. And if there's a problem, you know what I mean? You could sit down and talk to them and get it straightened out. You know what I mean? I can't say that about other promoters, but I can say it about Golden Boy. I ain't got no problem. My partner, Don Chargan, Don and Lorraine, man, they work for them guys, and they never said a bad thing about Oscar, Eric. Even he was disappointed in what Richard did, but the whole Maryland Sevis, he loved them. They were like family, man. The Golden Boy, yeah, and that's why he stayed with them all the way to until he passed away, man. Yeah, man, he was a family, man. Yeah, but I got nothing. They're good people, man. Like I said, Eric is a good people, man. If you got a problem, he won't fucking screw you over. He won't try to, hide money from you. I can talk about other people that do that, but
let's not do
that, man. They ain't going nowhere, man. And a promoter, as long as they keep bringing, they got the face of boxing now. Now, Jaime pulls that upset, they're gonna. And look at Top Rank right now. They got a lot of good fighters, but who do they have as they got a lot of good fighters. They got a big network. I mean, they got a big TV network behind them. But who's bringing in the numbers, the revenue?
That's it. Guys.
How about Eddie Hearns? He's got, he gets a lot of money from DAZN. Who's he got bringing in the money, the revenue in the United States?
That's it.
He's got 18 world champions or something like Oscar's got 4. It don't matter. Oscar got the face of boxing. Now, if Jaime Munguia pulls the upset, who's going to have the leverage? Who's going to be in the driver's seat when they need more TV dates or they want bigger budgets? Oscar. Yeah.
Yep. That's it. That's
he
it,
ain't
guys.
Going nowhere, Clay. Well, Oscar, they're good for him, man. I like Oscar, man. I haven't seen Oscar, I don't know, maybe 5 years, but I known him since he was an amateur kid, when he was in the amateurs, made the Olympic team and all that. And good for him and the company.
And I
love working with them, man. I get along with everybody at the Golden Boy. I love working with them guys. They're good people. I was kind of worried a while. They were slipping. They weren't taking care of business like I thought they should have. But, now they're back. Canelo left him. Everybody thought they would be left out for dead. And Ryan Garcia, God, it was a blessing from God. Now, Munguia pulls the upset. Oh, Joe, they got all the aces in the deck.
Well, that's a big question, guys. We're running out of time. Well, let's say hello to our dear friends in the chat, and we'll move on. But thank you for your question, Clay, and I hope you got what you were looking for there. But Coach Gogue knows from experience that is indeed the case. If you have the breadwinner in boxing in this market, respectively, then yeah, you get to call your shots, you get to call the dictate terms, and you're going to get rewarded by DAZN. Now think about this. If Ryan Garcia, let's go to our next fact or fiction real quick.
Joe, one second.
Yes, sir.
It's called leverage.
That's it.
All right. Leverage. You got leverage. The more leverage you got in this business, the easier it is to make deals.
So staying on topic, our next fact or fiction, Gogie. Number 3, Devin Haney will sit out for the rest of the year to heal from the extensive damage he received from Ryan Garcia last Saturday. Fact or fiction?
I don't know. Whatever. He's working with Eddie. So whatever Eddie has out for him. But Devin Haney ain't no star. He ain't no pay-per-view. He don't draw, he don't sell pay-per-view. What was his pay-per-view numbers, his Regis?
50,000.
Yep. 50,000? 50,000. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the only reason that fight was on pay-per-view was because he demanded over Regis Prograis. And so that was on pay-per-view out of necessity. So let's just face it, guys. He is a product of Eddie Hearn's practice of paying out inflated purses. Get this, Coach Gogie. What are your thoughts on this? Jaron Ennis, once again, Matchroom Sport just won the purse bid for $3.9 million against Cody Crowley. So they're going to pay Jaron Ennis around $3 million to face Cody Crowley. Smart? Or, are they setting themselves up for failure once again?
Ain't my money. Let them do it, man. Shit.
It's DAZN's money. It's not Eddie Hearn's money.
This motherfucker, Enos, he thinks he's a star. Let's see what his pay-per-view numbers would do. All right? That tells me what kind of draw you are. Not only at the box office, to be a star, you got to have both. You got to be a box office star and you got to be a pay-per-view star, which is more important. All right? Now, let me see this Enos, I bet you he won't get over 50,000. There's only one star in boxing right now, and that's Ryan Garcia and Canelo. Now the new face of boxing is Ryan Garcia. If those pay-per-view numbers are accurate, Joe, you're talking about back-to-back 1.3, 1.4. Canelo, like I said, he hadn't had a million. He hadn't hit that million mark in 5 years. So come on, Ryan Garcia is the king. He is the crossover star in boxing, where he could go see Trump. He could go do a concert on stage with them rappers. His doors open to everybody. All right, Ryan Garcia.
Yep.
Ryan Garcia is a personable guy. He's a self-promoter. He likes everybody, man. You know what I mean? He don't have that attitude. Like, you know what I mean? He'll go up there, shake your hand, hug you, whatever. Whether you're an old lady, young kid, black, white, every type of race, he appeals to everybody, man. He's just, he's got that that selling personality. Now, he was limited, like that one guy was saying in that comment. Fucking cares? Who the fuck cares? You can work your way around that. But you can work your way around that and find opponents that he won't be limited against. As long as he's bringing in that money, baby, man, he's good, man. Jake Paul, look what he's doing. He's bringing in numbers. He's bringing in excitement. Shit. Who else? Guys that could really fight ain't doing shit. They can't drive those numbers. Enos, superb God-given talent. But let me see him. He's going to be a pay-per-view star. He ain't going to do shit. Let me see him when he does 50,000, 60,000. Fuck out of here, man. Garcia is the king. All right, he's the new face of boxing. Because Canelo, if they don't do $1 million, guess what? The new king is Ryan Garcia. All right, we'll see.
That's it. Look, if he doesn't do over 1 million, it doesn't just mean Canelo's not the king any longer. It means that PBC may be out of business, sir.
Joe, that's not my problem.
Woo! Famous.
As far as Devin Haney,
last words, go Gogue.
Devin Haney, you can't put him on pay-per-view because he ain't gonna be able to draw. So you're gonna have probably take him back to San Francisco and rebuild him. The way he got destroyed, Joe. Now you're gonna find out how Eddie, how he could rebuild him, rebuild his image, rebuild his psyche. You know what I mean? Saying, I'm back. That loss against Garcia was an aberration. I want a rematch, which he should be. That rematch, Joe, I think he'll do damn near close to 2 million.
Yes, but that may be off the table. I think it's been decided from what I've been told, right? By this same gentleman, that it may be off the table. That's obviously the fight that Golden Boy, Matchroom, and DAZN desperately wants. Because once again, just like the movies, if a movie is a big hit, what always happens? Studio wants to make a sequel, right? To cash in and try to catch fire twice. Like Back to the Future 2, Back to the Future Part 3. How many Jason Lives have we ever seen on the Friday 13th series? Guys, that's a fight that they want, but it may be off the table because Devin Haney may be sitting out for the rest of the year because of all the damage that he's taken.
Well,
so
that's the reason.
Well, that's the reason why I brought this up, though, Coach. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, let him sit out. Who cares? He won't be missed. Ryan Garcia could fight Jose Ramirez. Perfect opponent, man. A guy who has problems with speed. A guy that's easy to hit. A guy that Ryan Garcia will be able to hurt. And Ramirez, he's always in a good fight because it's come forward style and everything. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this before we go to the main event of the evening, which is Canelo Munguia breakdown. I guess we'll shoot towards the top of the hour for that, right? So what are your thoughts on Bernard Hopkins? He stated this. He and Oscar have spoken on this because of the Derek James factor. And because Derek James just filed suit against Errol Spence Jr. and is the head trainer currently for Ryan Garcia. They love that matchup at 54, which is Ryan Garcia versus Errol Spence Jr. Do you think that's a good matchup and a surefire seller? Or do you think, Ryan, that's too big of a jump for him at this time?
Man, fuck Spence. I go right for Jose Ramirez, man. Smaller guy. All right. Keep making it California in the LA at that new, that downtown, where the Lakers play, or take it to Vegas. Ryan, fuck it. This is a Vegas fight. Vegas, when you're the face of boxing, Vegas is going to want you, man. Fuck LA. You know what I mean? Or California. It's only a 3-hour drive. So, Vegas is going to want you when you're the face of boxing, okay? When you're driving those pay-per-view numbers. Oh, Ryan Garcia, boy. What great advice Floyd gave him. Don't make weight. Floyd's a smart guy. Right? He's a smart guy. Because he understands the win is more important than that belt. Okay. All right.
That's it. Belts.
Jose Ramirez would be perfect, man. Guy that's past his prime, long in the tooth, gets hit, and you get hit by that explosive puncher like Garcia. Have the fight at 145, or Garcia's comfortable. You know what I mean? He gonna call all the shots, and Jose Ramirez is gonna get in line and get his biggest payday, his retirement check, his golden parachute, I call it. Yeah.
And there it is. So that has the stamp of approval from Coach Gogue. Let's move on, guys. We want to say hello to Cool Breeze. He says, Alexis Rocha next, Coach.
Fuck Rocha, man.
And there it is. We got to blow through these. Also, my brother G Funky, who just had another successful event at the Gold Country Casino on Friday night with Uppercut Promotions. We look forward to seeing your next event in Northern California. Congratulations, Zog G, to all the success that you're having. And we love what you're doing to bring back that rich boxing history in Sacramento, California. Great job, my man. Also, Outlaw. I've got Virgil all day, brother, against Zoo.
Yeah.
And Al Simmons, welcome to the show, sir. He says Beterbiev has a way better resume than Ortiz.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Beterbiev, that motherfucker. Oh, stone cold killer. Oh, stone
and our
cold
brother.
killer.
Yep. Yeah, that's coming up June 1st, and we're going to get Iceman Scully back next week so we can have one final show before he actually departs to Saudi Arabia for the final preparations for the big one coming up. Arthur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol for all the marbles at 175 pounds. Look forward to that, guys. Also, my brother Sly Tennessee's wouldn't be a show without Sly visiting us. He says, how are we doing, coach? As a coach, what do you think about the Spence James situation? Is a contract important?
You think this is the first fucking time I've heard this? I've heard of this shit since the 80s.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's normal. It's not an aberration, a rare occurrence. It happens all the fucking time, man. Eddie Futch gave me the best. Eddie Futch, the Hall of Fame trainer, gave me the best advice when I was coming up. It was, when I knew Eddie real well. I've been in training camp with Eddie a lot, whether it was in Caesar's Tahoe or Big Bear Lake. He told me every time you get a fighter, you get a contract with him. Yeah. And, I didn't understand that shit. I was young and, I was young just coming up. I was learning. Then he goes, the reason why you do that, because in case you got to go to court, you have recourse, legal recourse. Yeah. You got to get a contract, man. Yeah. Look, slight tendencies. That's on. If he didn't get a contract, that's on James. I don't fucking. I ain't gonna show him no. Poor Derek James. He should have had his lawyer. This is business. Millions are at stake. You get it on the fucking contract. Not verbal bullshit. You put it on a contract, okay, to make it to make it legally enforceable. Now he's gonna have to go to court, argue, and this and that. And there's ways that he can win this case if you got a good lawyer like I do, Mike Miller. Okay.
That's it.
Good legal tactics, but if you have it on the contract, that's right there. I got to just go to the judge. Hey, judge, look, legal binding contract, everything spelled out, and have a lawyer write it out. Okay, because lawyers have the ability to make everything clear, so there's no misunderstandings. Okay, and how much you're going to get paid if. A lot of trainers, they want that pay-per-view upside too. Yeah, that's negotiated. Yeah, I mean, all that stuff negotiated. You just go in the fight. Oh yeah, he's gonna take care of me and all that. Oh yeah, when something goes wrong, the motherfuckers turn on you, fighters. Okay, they turn on you, man. Yeah, they turn on you.
You.
I know.
Yep. You and Don always told me that a fighter will break your heart, man. Fighters will break your heart if you allow it.
Yeah, they'll turn on you, man. Especially
look. There's
when things go wrong, all these motherfuckers whispering into their ear. Yeah.
Yep. Well, look. This has a very easy fix. Okay, all you need, and I know this because, I know this. Steven Espinosa. He was right there conducting negotiations for Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr.
Hey, fuck Steven Espinosa and all that. He should have had a contract. That Steven Espinosa ain't gonna say doesn't mean nothing. When they go to court, the judge is gonna say, "Oh, you don't have a contract? Oh my God!" Then you gotta prove your case, okay? And you do that through consistency, Joe. Past fights, what did Spence pay James? 10%. Okay, that's what you're gonna get. Was there any upside? No, there was no upside. Then that's what he's gonna get. He's gonna get 10%. Whatever is said on that. Okay, they're gonna give the contract. Here's my fight contract. Here's what I got paid. 10% of that. That's what Errol Spence gave him. That's what he's gonna get. Past fights, if there was no pay-per-view upside, he never got that. Do you think the judge is gonna give it to him for this fight? No, because it was not. What do you call it? Consistent. He's going to go what's consistent. He's going to take the fight contracts from the past fight. What was he paid? 10%. Okay, that's what you're going to get paid. None of this shit. Oh, I told you this. Judges don't give a shit. They hear that shit all day. Hearsay this, hearsay. They're going to go by what the fucking fight contract says. So Steven Espinosa, it don't matter what he says. It's what that judge, he goes there. They're going to go by consistency. Okay, they're going to take the past fight contract, what he made. This is what 10% of what the fight contract said. Okay, that's what he's going to get. And so when they get this fight, oh, he paid him 10%. Okay, that's what's it. You're not going to get more unless he got a good motherfucking lawyer. But that's his contracts is important. Fuck yeah, it's important. What the fuck? This is business. I'm not going to open up a McDonald's I'm not going to open up a McDonald's franchise on a handshake. I'm going to have everything written down, baby. Yeah. Business. Look, business and law, they interact. Business, contracts, business. Yeah, this is a business, man. Come on, man. That's why Derek James, do I feel bad for him? I ain't got shit. If I can't. If he didn't protect his ass with a contract, sometimes you got to learn the hard way. Eddie Futch told me this, like I said, over 30 years ago, man. You got to get a contract with your fighter. And damn right, if I'm going into a big fight, hey, you sit down. The fight's made. You sit down. You have your lawyer drop a contract. You go to your fighter. You know what I mean? Hey, this is what I'm going to get paid. Da, 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 da. Now, if the motherfucker starts bucking, hey, fuck you. Walk away. Yeah. Bucking meaning like, oh, man, I don't know, man. I want to pay you less. Well, how much less you want to pay me, motherfucker? All right. Now, if you want to take it, you want to take a haircut, it's up to you. It depends on the fighter. You know what I mean? So, but Joe, there it is. That's how it's going to be solved in court. Okay. I know I've been through I understand this shit, man. And they're going to go by the past contracts. Spence is going to have his lawyer, all the past contracts. That's what I paid James, 10%. Okay, that's what's okay. The judge is going to see it. He ain't going to hear about this hearsay. I said and all that bullshit or Steven Espinoza. He don't mean nothing.
It's funny. It's funny because the stipulation in the affidavit of complaint, right? In the lawsuit filed in Dallas County, Derek James is claiming and he's suing for over $5 million in past pay-per-view shorts as well.
Okay. Did he have a contract to prove it?
I guess not.
Steve Espinoza can go in there. He can go in there. But you know what, man? Like I said, man, Steven Espinoza can go in there and talk all the shit he wants. They're going to show right here on a piece of paper. Consistency, Joe. What happened in the past and what Spence paid. What's his name? And I know Pitt Spence didn't pay him no upside. So good luck. Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, I know this shit.
There it is.
I ain't no motherfucking dummy.
There it is. W.A.W. Welcome to the show, sir. Sounds like EJ ripped him off, but without a contract, it'll be very hard to prove. That's exactly
ripped him off. He paid him what the fight contract stipulated. I'm getting $3 million, whatever, and he paid him whatever. And he paid 10% of that. Yeah, man.
See, that's what I'm saying, Coach, because that's not the amount that was negotiated. That was the amount that they gave to the state athletic commissions.
Well, that's all that counts. All right. Any side deals, that's on that. They're going to see the official fight contract. All right.
And there it is. There it is, guys. So let's move to our main event of the evening, which is the tail of the tape for the title challenger this Saturday night at the T-Mobile Arena. Oh, boy, May 4th. May the force be with you, Jaime Munguia, because you're going to need it. You're going to be coming in the ring with one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in boxing and the undisputed 168-pound champion, Canelo Alvarez. But here's a tell of the tape for one Jaime Aaron Munguia Escobedo. He's going to come into the ring at age 27. He fights out of the orthodox stance. He stands 6 foot inches or 6'0", 6 feet even, from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. He comes in the ring with a perfect record, 43 wins, 0 losses, 34 big wins coming by way of knockout. Coach Gogue, what are the strengths and weaknesses of Jaime Munguia?
Jaime, he's aggressively physically. I mean, he has that mental mindset to be aggressive and physical. Okay, he ain't scared to mix it up. He puts his combinations together. Okay, he's a true Mexican warrior. Okay, now he got with Freddie. He looked better his last fight. His defense was a lot better. He's more patient. He had a tactical game plan, okay, to break down Ryder, okay. He was hitting the body a lot with that, with that straight right hand to the body, to set up the headshots. He was calm and more patient, more calculating. His defense is better. Yeah, that was a fight I saw with Freddie. I could see the change. He wasn't so overly aggressive, just going there throwing punches and taking punches back like you seen him against Derevchenko and all the other fights I've seen him with. Okay, so he's starting to look like a more polished fighter. He ain't scared to mix it up, man. Munguia, he's athletic. He's got some athleticism in him, but his combination punching, man, his warrior heart, I like and everything. But for him, to pull this upset, he's got to fight a very tactical, intelligent fight. Don't get in unnecessary wars with Canelo. You know what I mean? Or he's going to be picked, especially up close. You know what I mean? His defense of deficiencies are still there. He still gets hit. Yeah. And sometimes when you get hit, you got to be able to make them adjustments. Fights I've seen in the past, he doesn't. He just keeps on getting hit with the same punches round after round. That's not a smart fighter. That's a stupid, dumb fighter. So, Freddie is changing all that and everything. And you've seen it the last fight. You know what I mean? Freddie is a good tactician. He'll come up with a good strategy, which I think is to box intelligently. Just like he had Miguel Cotto when he fought Canelo. Keep everything long and rangy. And when he does get close, catch and counter like Bevel. Stay off the ropes, stay out of the center of the ring and stuff like that. But anyway, we'll talk about that later on. But yeah, that Jaime, he's got that Mexican physical, aggressive temperament. He ain't scared to mix it up. So that's why this fight, this is a battle for Mexico, a battle for pride. Okay, who's going to be, the battle for the king of Mexico? Is there going to be a new king? Or the lion, the lion Canelo, is he still going to be, the king after this fight? We'll see. It's going to be a hell of a fight, though, man. I'm excited, baby. I'm excited. Yeah.
Indeed, as we all are. And that now it's time to rattle off the tail of the tape for one Saul Canelo Alvarez. He's going to come into the ring at age 33. Jeez, I can't believe he's already 33 now. He fights out of the orthodox stance. He stands 5'8" tall in the center of the ring. Yeah, with Spanish heels on, brother. He fights behind a 70.5-inch reach from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Yep, that's it. And he comes to the ring with a fine record of 60 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins coming by way of knockout. Coach Gogue, what is the current undisputed 168-pound champion? What are his strengths and weaknesses at this time?
He's a championship level fighter, elite level championship level fighter, fought everybody in this area and everything. He's God-given, he's a great creative combination puncher when he gets the right range. Inside the pocket, brutal body puncher, beautiful uppercuts. What else about Canelo? Just physically strong guy, man, like a bull. He's real intelligent. Defensively, his last couple of fights, man, his defense has been slipping. You don't see him slipping the punches adroitly, smoothly, like he did in the past. He takes a lot more punches than normal. But, if he could get back to his old ways of slipping those punches, making Munguia miss, it's going to frustrate the hell out of Munguia. But if he's easy to hit, it's going to make it easier for Jaime to implement his game plan. But Canelo, he's got a very good jab when he has to. But, he's short, sharp, compact punches, combinations in the pocket. Hits all targets, hits you from all angles. Body, head, coming from all angles. Beautiful. And he's very creative when he does it. Okay, he puts his combinations together beautifully, creatively, instinctively. Yeah, when he gets close, he needs that distance now, okay? He needs that distance. And he's, all around in the pocket, he's brutal. He's brutal. And especially with them uppercuts. Woo! He's going to be nailing Munguia with them uppercuts if Munguia gets in there and leans in like this. Canelo's got a good set of eyes. He sees the openings and he strikes like that. He doesn't wait. He gets off. And he can throw every punch in the book, man. It's championship level experience. Look who he's fought and everything, man. But he's old in the tooth. He's been through a lot of wars. He's got a lot of miles on his engine. Okay, can he get into a high pace dogfight with Munguia, where he has the ability the stamina, to go 12 rounds, especially in the back half of the fight, which I would take it to Canelo, the back half of the fight. Okay, pick up my punch output, pick up the pressure I'm going to put on him with Munguia. I'm pretty sure Freddie knows that too. Freddie's a smart guy. He's a very good corner guy. He's a fucking Hall of Famer, 7-time trainer of the year. He sees a lot of shit normal people don't. And he'll start, me personally, he knows to beat Canelo, you ain't going to get a decision. So he's going to have to win, without a doubt. Okay. And how do you do that? Put the combinations together consistently, especially in the back half of the fight where Canelo's stamina is not as good as it is in the first half of the fight. He has stamina problems. He'll after 4 or 5 rounds, if he don't have you, Jaime's got a he can't be getting blasted the first 4 or 5 rounds, getting hit with every big bomb. Because that's when Canelo's the strongest. If beasts not survive, but don't get hit stupidly consistently the first early rounds. Just keep it as close as possible, even if you're down a couple points. All you want to take the fight in the second half, where you're going to be the fresher guy against Canelo, where that's where he takes a lot of his breaks. You'll see him in the fight where he just doesn't fucking show up. He mentally just shuts down. His body shuts down. You don't throw no punches. You'll see it. He'll take breaks. And if Jaime fights a good tactical fight, keeping it range and distance, boxing him, that jab is going to be the key. 1, 2, 3 jabs in Canelo's face. Then putting his combinations and take it back on the outside, boxing him intelligently, staying off the ropes, staying out of the corners. But if he's on the ropes, take advantage of the opportunities. Canelo throws, block and counters. Okay, just like Demetrius Bivol. Yeah, block, counters. Counter with combinations. That left hook, block, counter with the left hook, right uppercut, and come back with the left hook. The left hook is going to set up that right uppercut. So that's always going to be there. Yeah, all you got to do is watch the Bivol fight. You'll see it. Then come back with that, take it back at range and establish that jab. Get back on him with that double jab right hand. Put the combination. Look, he's got to outpunch Canelo, but he's got to be intelligent and tactical in doing it. But the back half of the fight, that's where 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, then the championship rounds, 10th, 11th, and 12th, he's got to put the pedal to the metal, okay, and start putting his combinations together. If he gets hit with a big shot, no big deal. Composure and poise. Be smart, make that adjustment, and don't get hit by that big shot again. Just be intelligent, man, and that jab will be the key. Canelo, get him off his game plan. Make it a Canelo fight in the pocket. Then he's going to have a better chance of landing all those punches. I said them short, sharp, compact punches in the pocket, the body shots, the uppercuts, the hooks, the creative combination punches he's going to be throwing. And Munguia just can't sit there like this and take it all. Anyway, yeah, it's going to be a hell of a fight. Ooh, I'm ready. This is the battle for Mexico, the battle for pride. The reigning champion, the reigning lion, can he keep his crown? Because you got a young, hungry lion coming up that wants his crown. Yeah. And Golden Boy, if they pull that upset, ooh, man, yeah. Break out the cigars. Yeah, they're gonna have so much leverage over Eddie to make deals. You know what I mean? To get more TV days. Because look at Eddie, man. Look at all the money they gave him. But how many stars has he created in the United States that are driving money?
Zilch.
None.
Zero.
He's putting a lot of money, but they're not, bringing no money back to DAZN in the form of what do you call it? What's it called? Subscription. Yeah, and that's what they want to see. They want to see, subscriptions increasing. Revenues. It's business, man. It's business.
And there it is.
Nah, he ain't gonna be like Munguia, but he ain't gonna be like Charlo. Charlo fucking took the money, saved his way out, and said bye bye. $6 million. That's what Jaime's getting for the fight. I hear $6 million. Yeah.
Yep, $6 million. That was it. And it's funny. They actually negotiated that back in late December before New Year's.
Crazy. Oh, I knew about it. I knew about it last year, man. When my buddy of mine, Carlos Adams, he's real tight with Munguia, and they're business partners. Jaime Munguia is going to come out with his new, his shoe and clothing and all that. So, Carlos is going to be doing all that. But he was telling me they got offered $6 million. They've been trying to put that deal together before Christmas, and big deals like this are hard to make, man. I mean, it's hard to make, man. To get both parties, the fighters want to do it. It's just the other factors, especially when you got two different, TV distributors. Yeah, it's hard to make, man. That's why you better have a damn good lawyer that knows how to close these type of deals, not no fucking, your friend or somebody. You got to have experienced people that know how to close the deal. But anyway, yeah.
Well, I tell you what, let's look at our favorite sports book before Coach Gogue makes his final prediction. And that's the BetMGM out of Vegas. And currently they have Canelo listed as a 5-1 betting favorite and Jaime Munguia as a 4-1 betting underdog in it, Coach. That may be a little too rich. Those odds may be a little too favorable for me to pass up. I think I might take Jaime Munguia with the upset at 4-1 odds. What say you, sir?
It's a good bet. It's a winnable fight. But like I said, Joe, I like to be in camp with the fighter to see how they're training, how they're sparring, stuff like that. You know what I mean? If they're not injured, going into the fight, it's hard to, predict, especially a fight like this when the guy's an underdog. It's hard to predict it if you're not in the gym with them, watching them train. I'll give you an example. In the 90s, Quincy Taylor was getting ready to fight Julian Jackson, the Hawk. I was in Vegas. We had a fight there. So I went into the King's office and I was telling him, man, Jackson is shot, man. Julian, he can't take a punch no more. And you hit him, you hurt him. I told him Quincy Taylor is going to pull the upset. They all looked at me, all the people that work with King, because they had an office behind the MGM Grand, Don King back in the days with Mike, because of Mike Tyson.
Yep.
And they looked at me. They go, you know what, James? You might be right. I said, no, I'm pretty sure. They go, well, why don't you go watch them train? Why don't you go watch the spar? I go, they're really? He goes, yeah, they're training at 2:00 at the Johnny Taco gym. So I took a
Johnny
stroll
Tacos.
I took a stroll over there, and I seen Julian Jackson spar first. He sparred a guy named Alex Rios, from San Antonio, South Paulo.
Alex Rios. Yep, he's a trainer now.
Well, guess what, Joe? Alex Rios hurt him in the first round with the left hand. Then he hurt him again with the right hook. Jackson's legs were like, it's like he was gonna get knocked out in sparring. I said to myself, man, I'm fucking right. This guy's shot. But just to be careful, I'm gonna check out. They told me Quincy was coming in, and his trainer, Curtis Cokes. Former welterweight champion of the world.
Yep.
And I knew Curtis. So when they came in the gym, I was watching him work out. They didn't spar, but he was razor sharp. And I asked him, hey, you guys ready to go? They go, yeah, we're ready to go. And then I told him about Jackson. I said, I pick you guys to win. I'm going to bet on you because I told him about, man, this guy's shot. He can't take a punch. And boy, he was a 3 to 4 to 1 underdog. And I bet big money and I won. Yeah, biggest bet I ever won. But anyway, it was like 30 grand I won. But anyway, when I'm in the gym, I can see all these little things, man. Okay. And I can predict how they're I've been in the gym with Canelo. I see how he trains but I never seen, I don't know what the hell Munguia is doing. Cause how you prepare in a fight is going to show up the night of the fight. You can't say you're going to do this and do that in the fight if you don't do it in the gym. If you don't do it in the gym, you can't do it in the fight. So I would have loved to go see him train for a few times and, and I could better, predict if the 4 to 1 odds is worth betting on. But just putting your money out there blindly without information, this to me doesn't give me a feeling of confidence. When I saw Quincy Taylor train and Julian Jackson almost get knocked out in sparring, I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna make some money, man. I'm gonna make some money. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. Since we didn't find out, now once again, let's go back a ways to last year when you saw Canelo Alvarez defeat John Ryder in Mexico, right? You said, well, he's slipping. He's getting hit a lot in the pocket.
Yeah.
His reflexes aren't there. He ran out of gas in the late rounds. I see signs of him slipping. We didn't find out anything with the Charlo fight for the obvious reasons.
No.
We'll find out definitively here because Jaime Munguia is going to stand and fight. We will find out definitively which
Joe,
Canelo.
we don't want to see
a Canelo. Are we going to see a Canelo of old or an old Canelo, Coach Gogue?
Joe, we don't want to see Jaime stand there and fight. We want to see him box intelligently, pick his spots to go on the offense, to pick his punch volume up. Okay, you don't want to just get in a slugfest, Canelo. That's what he wants, because Canelo wants to land them. He wants to land one of them big uppercuts or the left hooks and the body shots. And if you're trying to stay there with Canelo and toe to toe, you're going to get eaten up. Canelo, he's very Before he used to slip real good and counter. Now he just keeps his hands up and takes punches, but he's still formidable fighter. This is another big fight for Canelo, man. These are Super Bowl fights. He's been on, so many of them, man. This is just this kid, this is going to be his first super fight. How's he going to react to that big atmosphere? Totally different. There's fights, then there's super fights. This is going to be his coming out party. Canelo's been in this type of atmosphere, man. But this kid seems to me, this kid's got the temperament to control his emotions, control his, his mind, not to get, all caught up in the bullshit of all the hype and everything. So,
that's a very good observation, Coach, because I think that's why predominantly, one, he's in great shape always, and two, he stays relaxed, stays calm, doesn't let anything really faze him. I think that's the primary reason why he seems to be able to take every punch very well.
You don't need to take every punch very well, man. You could take punches, but eventually that rock is gonna crack, and when once it cracks, you ain't gonna be able to take those punches as good. Man, you gotta be smart and intelligent, Joe. This is the creme de la creme. Whoever plays chess better is gonna win.
That's it. G Funky Boxing says volume punches can be difficult for counter punchers. Robert the Ghost Guerrero told me this past Friday at our show. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Yep. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry, Coach.
Counter punchers, you can throw one punch, two, they'll counter you. But you put 2 or 3, 4, it's hard to slip them all, block them all, then counter back. Yeah.
This is why Coach Gogue earlier said one of the keys to victory for Jaime Munguia was to double and triple the jab at times. If you just throw a single jab from mid to long range, Canelo's going to counter and he's going to time you like a clock.
And it'll keep him at bay too. And that's what you want. You want to keep him at bay, because once you keep him at bay, then you can start attacking him from the outside. Okay, you don't have to fight Canelo's fight at close quarters, his comfort zone. Yeah, but like I said, you put your combinations together, man. Yeah, it's going to be hard to counter because you can't slip them all, you can't block them all. When it's hard. That's why. But the thing is, a guy that comes at you with a lot of punches, you can catch him with shots coming in. You can catch him between the exchanges, okay? Because once you open up, once you throw punches, you start opening up. Person with a good set of eyes, good set of reflexes, they can see it and strike like a king cobra, like a mamba, boom. You know what I mean?
Yep. So now it's time. We're approaching the 80-minute mark now, Coach, of your show. So now it's time with 5-1 odds in favor of Canelo, according to the Vegas betting odds, most sports books in America. lists Canelo Alvarez as a 5-1 betting favorite and Jaime Munguia as a 4-1 betting favorite. Coach Gogue, what say you? Who wins this fight this Saturday night?
Man, like I said, I'm not there on training camp. I just said that, man. It's hard for me to see if he's doing all the right things in his preparation to beat Canelo. Okay, but I'm going from the limited information I could get. Okay, because when I'm in the gym, my probabilities of predicting who will win, especially an upset, confidence level, because I see it with my eyes, but I don't know what the hell they're doing. But they got Freddie over there. They brought in Freddie because the other coaches were, they were not on Freddie's level. So if Freddie has a good game plan, which he will, he's a good tactician. Okay, yeah, they could pull the upset. So will he win this fight, Joe? I'm not gonna say the possibilities. Yeah. It's a very winnable fight for Munguia. That's what I'm saying. Would I bet on it? Yeah, I would. I would because 4-1. Yeah, yeah, I'd bet on it. Yeah, I bet because Canelo's.
So I'll tell you what.
Canelo's punch output is not as high, especially going down the stretch. Okay, and keep the fight as close as possible. Going down the stretch, you could win them rounds, out punching Canelo strategically and tactfully. Yeah, I would make that bet. Yeah, for Munguia. If Golden Boy wins this, their company boy, they're gonna have two faces of boxing. Munguia will be the big star in Mexico, and they got, of course, Garcia, the big star in the whole world. Yeah, that's all you need, Joe. You don't need 20 of them because your company can't handle 20 of them. All they need is a couple, baby. Then everybody below them, they'll take care of them. Yeah.
I tell you what, my brother James from the Boxing Source, guys, and if you missed his weekend wrap on the Boxing Source, please go check it out right after this show. Always does a great job. He says, Coach, if times get tough for Munguia, will Freddie Boach be able to give a tactical adjustment to swing the momentum in Munguia's favor?
If they practices in the gym, yeah. He'll tell Munguia, look, you need to do this, you need to do that. If they did it in the gym, they should be able to transfer to the fight. But if they didn't practice it in the gym, it ain't gonna happen. You can't
confuse him. Yep.
Look, Boxing Source, you can't make a tactical adjustment in the ring unless you prepare for it in training camp. You can't tell your fighter, oh, do this, do that. Well, fuck, you didn't do it in training camp. You didn't do it in preparation, so you ain't gonna be able to make that adjustment in a fight. Yeah, and you got to. Fights are won in the fucking gym. Okay, do your preparation. Okay, then when you go to the fight, you make those adjustments. As long as you have the right type of preparation, you can make those adjustments. Yeah, you could go, pull another ace out of your a deck of cards. Okay, that doesn't work. Then you keep making adjustments. Yeah. Until you find the right recipe, what works in the fight. Yeah, that's a smart fighter. That's a smart trainer. But Freddie, he's man. Freddie, man. This is just another fight in the park for Freddie, man. It's another Super Bowl. He's been in so many, but he's got a young kid that's never been in this type of fight. That's why it's good to have a guy like Freddie Roach to guide him through those tough moments in the fight, to give him the right instruction and everything. Yeah.
And there it is, guys. There it is. So, Coach, are you saying that you would make the bet because it's a favorable bet and this is a winnable fight for Munguia, but
I think it is
Canelo? But you favor Canelo?
No, I'm picking. I favor Munguia. I think this is a winnable fight for Munguia if he fights.
Wow.
Everything I talked about, if he does it in the fight. I'm picking the. Yeah, it's a winnable fight, man. When this fight was made, I'm like, this is a winnable fight if he fights tactfully and intelligently. Because I know Canelo's past his prime. He's past his prime, man. He's got a lot of miles on his engine. Turn pro is 15. You can see he gets hit more. That's one of the first telltale signs of a fighter slipping. He starts getting hit more. He can't pull the trigger. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that motor in his engine. He doesn't have that torque in his engine. to fight a full 12 rounds at a fast pace. And I think Freddie, that's what I think he's going to have Canelo do. I mean, Munguia do. Fight at that, tactfully but intelligently, but fight at that pace where Canelo is not going to be able to keep up with him. Just like when he fought Pacquiao against Barrera the first fight. Oh, Pacquiao came out smoking on all 12 cylinders. Didn't, had his foot on the pedal to the metal. Okay? Until he stopped Barrera. I was there at the fight. We fought on the undercard. And I won't be surprised. Freddie's an offensive, aggressive-minded coach. I won't be surprised if he has him fight like that, especially in the back half of the fight, where Canelo can't keep keep up with the pace of Munguia. But it's got to, the key to fight at that pace is his jab. He's got to have that jab in Canelo's face, okay? And he's got to counter effectively with combinations. When Canelo likes to throw single punches, got like what's his name? Mario just said earlier. It's hard to counter a guy that throws a volume of punches. But it's a guy like Canelo where you're only throwing one punch at a time, easy to counter, baby. Easy to counter. That's what I would do. Yeah. And hit that body of Canelo, slow him down. Okay. Slow him down. And like I said, back half of the fight, hey, man, it's time to pick it up. Outwork him. He can't keep up with your pace. Yeah. That's what I would do. Now, Freddie, smart guy. I think that's the strategy he's going to use. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be yeah. And if that happens, Golden Boy, Oscar, Eric, will be sitting sweet. And all that leverage, then they call up the zone the following Monday. We want more TV dates. We want bigger budgets. And guess what? That's you'll be able to sign more talent when that happens. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll see.
That's
after
why
Saturday
I'm
night.
praying Munguia pulls the upset because I like Golden Boy, man. I like them guys, man. I like Eric. I like Oscar.
Well, you also like Zanfer Promotions too. Yeah.
Zanfer. Who's that? Beltran. Yeah.
Yep.
Beltran.
Yep. Fernando Beltran.
Yeah. But I know Eric and Oscar. I know Oscar, like I said, over 30 years. Eric, when he started the company, I used to help out a lot with making the matches, because Don told me to start helping Eric. So, I used to go to all the fights. I got tired of that shit, man. Then Robert Diaz got hired and everything, because I'm not a matchmaker, but I know how to make matches. Pain in the ass job. I hate it. Wouldn't recommend it. It ain't worth my health. But I like the guys. I like the people at Golden Boy. They're all good people, man. And like I said, I like doing business with them. My partner, my lawyer, attorney, great relationship with Golden Boy because he had Kirkland, he had Angulo.
Yep. Well, speaking of both fighters, right? Let's end it on this. And thank you, W.A.W, for hanging with us, my friend. Alfredo Angulo made his bare knuckle boxing debut last night. Yeah. Did you see that, Coach Gogue? And what were your thoughts when his Hammenegger opponent was allowed to hold the back of his head and hit him ad nauseum?
Fuck, I would have did. Angulo should have did the same fucking thing. It was great. It was a great bare knuckle fight until Angulo hit him with that last punch. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, guys, we're going to be getting Austin No Doubt Trout, who recently made his bare knuckle debut earlier this year. We're going to be getting him on the show this week as well because it's Canelo Big Fight Week, and he's got a lot of experience with Canelo. And we'll ask him about the spongy canvas.
Oh, Austin, debacle. AT, my man.
Yeah. Yep. Austin No Doubt Trout. Yep.
Yeah. Awesome Trout, my man.
So that's about it, guys. It's 90 minutes in, and we've taken enough of the Coach Gogue's time. But one thing I have to point out, this is really funny.
Let's pray this fight lives up to the hype. I think it's man, there's like a 98% possibility this fight's going to live up to the hype.
Yep. And also, I really like it. Yep. And also, I like the undercard. It's going to start off with Montestanio versus Gabriel Maestre for Styles WBA regular welterweight title. Yep.
I used to train that guy when I was in Colombia, Maestro. He's a little old in the tooth. He's 38 years old. He's only got 6 pro fights, but he had over 500 amateur fights when I trained him. Yeah. So
Former Olympian. Yep.
He's a good fighter, Gabe. And me personally, I hope he pulls it off. He'll be able to make money for his family, in Venezuela. Yeah. So Gabe.
And there it is. And the next fight, features another fighter you're very familiar with, and you met them down the valley. You're very good friends with his father, and that's Brandon Figueroa versus Jesse Magdaleno for Figueroa's WBC interim world featherweight title.
That's gonna be a tune-up fight for Brandon. Brandon should be able to walk through him. Yeah.
Yep. The Heartbreak Kid is getting someone who's a shot fighter, guys.
Yeah.
But it's going to make Brandon look exceptionally well. And your co-main event of the evening, my brother Mario Barrios, the Azteca Warrior, is going to be taking on Fabian Maidana for Barrios' WBC interim world welterweight title.
Yeah. That's Maidana. I heard is a good physical, aggressive fighter. Yep. So that should be a good scrap. Yeah.
I love this card, guys. And if anyone was asking me, right, because I've heard a lot, I've received a lot of messages asking me if this is worth the $90. Guys, look, I know it's $89.99. And who cares who's promoting it? This is Canelo Promotions. Who cares what network it's on? This is going to be a great night of boxing. And trust me, you spent $90 on a lot worse. It's going to be a great evening, Coach.
Oh, I don't have to pay for the motherfucker. I get it free up here in Mexico, so I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but you know what? Talk about that very quickly. Why do you get it for free in Mexico? Because it's a lot of audience, a lot of eyes to it.
People can't afford that shit over here, man, so they give it to free. One of Canelo's, was to give back to the Mexican people, not charging for this shit. So it's free in Mexico, yeah. ESPN Knockouts or Televisa, yeah. So
there it is, guys. I want to thank you. We apologize we didn't get to all the comments. Hold on. Oh, Mac, we're gonna make a new promotion. Call it Bo Gogue, Coach.
Is this really Bo Mac or somebody pretending to be Bo Mac?
It's his alter ego, yeah.
Bo Mac. Crawford tried to do a promotional in Nebraska, a club show. I sent him a little message. I said, "Hey, sell out all your ringside, all your VIP tables. Then you'll get 70% of the revenue, and you'll have a good chance to break even on the fight and everything." But he only did one fight and never did another one, so I guess it didn't turn out good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Well, look, promotional racket is not for the faint of heart. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to lose money very quickly. You're going to bleed dollars, and you'll be one and done in this business, just like BLK Prime. Rasheed Brown, welcome to the show, sir. He says, James,
Rasheed,
would you train Errol Spence Jr. for his next fight?
I got to meet the guy. In order for me to put my time into a fight, man, I'm an older guy, Rasheed. Man, it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of pounding on my body, man. Training fucking fighters, man. I go sometimes wake up in the morning, man. I'm like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Holding them pads. I've been holding pads, 36 years. Could you imagine all the years I've held them fucking pads? How much pain in my shoulders, my elbows, my whole body? Fuck, it hurts, man. Hard training. I'm a hands-on type of guy, but I gotta like the guy. He has a style I like. Yeah, physical style. Yeah,
and since you have a good working relationship,
then we gotta get a contract and I gotta hear him out, man. I gotta hear what he wants, what I want, and it's just not I'll take you. Now, everything's got to be laid out on the table, man. But he's got that type of aggressive physical style. I like, pressing the inside fighting, which he likes to, likes to do, But I don't, like I said, you just can't say. I'm not just gonna say, oh yeah, I gotta like the guy. I gotta see what his intentions are. business, the contracts, everything. If strength and conditioning coach. What time he wants to train, what time he likes. I'm not going to change his program around. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm just going to add more stuff to the pot, to the kettle. More. I'm just going to add more spice to the kettle, man. He has a certain time he likes to train. He has a certain time he likes to run. He likes doing that strength and conditioning. Keep all that. I'll just add more stuff best I can. Motherfucker, what the? I ain't got to teach him much. What the fuck am I going to teach that guy? It's like Rasheen. By the way, where are we from, Rasheen? Send a little message to Joe. I like to know where everybody's listening from. But let me tell you the story, Rasheen. I was 4 or 5 years ago. I was at the BC convention, WBC convention in Cancun, and I ran into Michael. So I sat down. We had a little, we were having dinner, and I was saying, "Hey, Mike, how about your time you were training with Eddie Futch?" Because everybody said, "Oh, Eddie Futch trained Michael Spinks," and once they say that shit, they think he made him. And Michael looked at me like, "Look, I had a trainer. I really didn't want Eddie to train me, but Butch Lewis, his promoter, wanted to bring him in. He thought it would help." This one they were getting ready to fight the White Braxton for the undisputed light heavyweight championship of the world. So Butch was kind of worried. He thought, Eddie would make it much easier, and he told Butch, "Nah, man, I really." And Butch kept on insisting it, and Butch said he'll pay for it. So he goes, "All right, go ahead, bring him in." So what happened was, Rasheen, what do you call it? What the hell? Oh yeah, what happened, Rasheen? I said, "So what about Eddie? How was he as a trainer?" He looked at me like, he goes, "Look, Eddie, I really didn't want him, like I just said, but Bush wanted him." He goes, "Man, first day camp, he tried to tell me to do this and that." And I looked at him like, "Man, let me do my own thing." Because Mike told me I like to train myself. I like somebody helping me out, just in case I need help. But he goes, "I train myself." When he started telling me this and that and this and that, he goes, "Man, it turned him off." He goes, "What the fuck?" He goes, "What the fuck is he gonna?" He goes, "What the fuck is Futch gonna teach me? I'm an Olympic gold medalist." You know what I mean? It's the same fucking thing from. It's the same thing from. What do you call it? Spence. He knows how to fight. Shit.
Well, the one thing I would say that Coach Gogue would be the first thing he'd be implementing in Errol Spence's style.
Defense.
Rather than using a pendulum-like volume jab that is just like you can time like a clock, Coach Gogue would teach him how to use an intelligent jab to close that distance more intelligently and take less income.
He knows all
I
that
can guarantee you that.
Look, Joe, Earl knows how to fight. I would just have to remind him on stuff or polish up. What the fuck I'm gonna teach that guy, man? And as far as 10%,
intelligent jab.
Joe, as far as 10%, I don't. Me coming in, shit, man. You get a flat set fee. I didn't make the guy. He's already made. I would just polish him up here and there and pay me a flat negotiated fee, and it won't be 10%. You know what I mean?
Well, I will say this though.
He knows what the fuck I'm going to teach that guy. He knows how to fight. Well, I just have to remind him on shit.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. Before he gets back in the ring, he's got to lose about 50 pounds. He looked to be about a deuce when he walked in the ring after Zoo versus Fundora.
The Grady twins.
Brown, thank you for the super chat, sir.
I never heard of the Grandy twins from Texas. No.
Never heard of Texas?
I don't follow boxing that much. The upcoming prospects and everything. Fuck all that. I don't like I used to. I used to know every prospect coming up, man. But every fighter coming out of the amateurs that I thought was worth the shit. But now I see all these amateurs coming out of the amateurs. I'm like, none of these motherfuckers show me shit. So I don't follow them as much. But I never heard of the Grandy twins. Yeah, and whatever.
Well, I tell you what, Rasheen, we're think of another question real quick because you gave Coach a super chat, and we'll call it a night. But think of another question because he couldn't He couldn't honor that last one. Let's do, hold on. This is very interesting, sir. Coach, when doing heavy back work, should you use bag mitts, pro fight gloves, or heavier gloves like 16 to 20 ounces?
Nah, fuck those six. If you're going to use bag gloves, 10 to 12 ounces gloves are good. Bag mitts are good too. Okay. Mix it up, man, with the fighter, old time fighters like Robinson, Lewis, Marchand, all they did was a little leather bag gloves and they hit the canvas heavy bags. And guess what? It toughened up the knuckles, the tendons, the joints, where they never hurt their hands in a real fight. Nowadays, motherfucking fighters are overprotect their hands. Then they use those big gloves. It doesn't strengthen all those. It doesn't strengthen or make callous your knuckles, the tendons, the ligaments. So when you fight, they put the 8-ounce gloves. They hurt their hand. That's why I believe in them little bitty bag gloves. You should use them.
Yep, and that answers Double L's question. What does Coach Gogue think about?
I just answered it. Joe Goosen just said it. Yep. Yeah, me and Joe talked about it too. Yeah, me and Joe.
There it is, Hall of Fame trainer, Coach Joe Goosen.
Very, very good trainer. Excellent trainer, Joe. Yeah, I know Joe.
And there it is. And HLD says, is this still the Devin Haney era, Coach?
Who said that?
HLD.
It never was a Devin Haney era. It never was a Danny Heaven era.
Yep. See, can't even say the name. There it is.
It's Ryan Garcia's era now, baby. He's the king.
And Jairo Galvez says, thank you for the super chat to Coach. And he says, how good of a coach is Kevin Cunningham?
A good coach. Damn good coach. A good strategist in the corner of the fight. Knows how to make those adjustments and everything. He's an excellent coach, Kevin. He works hard in the gym with his guys. From what I see on the videos and everything. Yeah, he's good. Excellent coach. He's an excellent coach. Mm-hmm. He had, what's his name? The southpaw, Devin Alexander. Yeah, he had him.
Devin Alexander.
He had Corey Spinks, did he?
Yep, Corey the Jinx. Yep.
Well, it helps out when you have talent, though, and you got a promoter.
Yep.
Hey, he's excellent. Kevin, KC. I met him a couple of times, but I don't talk to him, but he's good. He's good.
And there it is, guys. And if we don't have any more questions, we're already an hour and 40 minutes in. So that's going to just about do it. Coach Gogue, your parting shots for our listening audience this evening. We want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight.
Hey, Joe, did we have a lot of, listeners or what do you call it?
Yes, we did. I'll share the number with you after the show, sir.
All right, thanks. Hey, thank you, everybody, for tuning the fuck in. We usually have people in Ireland and the UK tuning the fuck in. But thank you. Hey, man, it's good. It's good to have a good boxing conversation when I talk to you. Giving you, giving you the knowledge of me being in this shit 40 fucking years. You know what I mean? I had to give you some fucking schooling on law about how if there's no contract between Spence and his trainer James, then you got to prove it. And the way they're going to prove it. Past fight contracts, what he got paid, and that's what he's going to get. And if Spence did that, the judge is going to go, Earl, you're in the right, Derek James. Have a nice day, man. You're not going to get all that extra money. Yeah.
And we want to thank also Tyco TV for always tuning in. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And always Hands of Stone. Thank you, my friend. And also HLD, the Devin Haney era. You already knew what Coach was going to say, didn't you?
Never was a Devin Haney era.
Yes. Coach Gogue's analysis every Sunday is the best boxing show on the net. Yes.
Thank you. I think we got a great show because, I got a great co-host and we talk, sir. And we know this fucking business. We don't talk a bunch of fucking nonsense like I seen them other shows out there. It's total bullshit and nonsense. They don't know boxing. All right.
Yep.
Especially when this comes to contracts. Mm-hmm. I just told you how Spence is going to win his case. Prove it. Now, if hearsay shit, when it comes down to hearsay, that's all James has to offer. fuck out. Judge is gonna get the fuck out of here. I hear that shit every day. He wants to see something in writing. Consistency. Gabriel. Yeah, I know Gabriel. Retired now. Yeah, I used to train him a little bit. He had a few pro fights in the Rio Grande Valley. Yeah, he's working in the, I don't know what, electrician or something like that. Yeah, in the valley. Yeah, Gabriel Ayala. He's from Mercedes, Texas. Yeah.
There it is.
You must be from the state, the RGV, the Rio Grande Valley. So.
Probably from Texas, or else you probably would have never heard of these guys. But thank you, Rasheen, for hanging with the coach. And please come back next time, and we'll be sure and get you some. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Do you have time? 5 more minutes, Coach. Do you have 5 more minutes? Okay, very good. We are going to, this is a segment that we used to do a long time ago last year, and I'm going to play it right now.
How we doing, love? It's time for Gogue's mythical matchups. And no, I'm not making a comeback. Oh, you can't afford me, can you?
Was the hitman, Ricky Hatton. Thank you, Ricky, for helping out with that segment, brother. But this is one that was asked by Larry Liston. Coach, who do you favor in a mythical matchup at 60? Canelo Alvarez or Marvin Hagler? And how does it play out?
Hey, man, that's 2 different. They fought in 2 different eras, 2 different set of rules. 15 round same day weigh-ins, Marvin Hagler all the way. All right? Canelo never been 15 rounds. He went, after 12 rounds, that's as much as he could go. And they wouldn't have this fucking 40-hour, recuperation periods. Hagler, man, all the way. Hagler.
And there it is, Double L. That is our mythical matchup of the evening.
15 rounds, same day weigh-ins makes a difference. That's why when people tell me, Crawford could have fought back in the era, he never fought 15 rounds. He never did weigh-ins, same day weigh-ins, where you only had 8 to 10 hours to recover. All right? Fucking different. Them Hagler, Duran, Benitez, Hearns, they fought with a whole different rules, baby. Don't give me this shit. These fighters can't come. They fought with a whole different rule set, man. Yeah.
Oh, guys, that's gold.
15 rounds. That separates the men from the boys.
There it is.
Crawford might have the skills and everything, but can he do it for 15 rounds? Same day wins.
So you would favor Hagler over Canelo? Seems to gas
15
out.
15 rounds, same day weigh-ins. Canelo would never fight him because he would fight him until he gets old. Okay.
Double L. Kogi, always a fountain of boxing knowledge. Yes, that's why we love him, brother. And Rashid also says, James, if fighters decline, how is Erislandy Lara a champion at 41?
He doesn't take a lot of punishment. He doesn't fight a lot.
Yep. That's it. Thank you, Rashid. We appreciate you being here, my friend.
I know fighters when they were 26, they were done. 21, they were through.
Wilfredo Benitez, coach.
In their fights, in their
Wilfredo
careers.
Benitez, coach.
Wilfredo Benitez, Mancini, Mondo Ramos. Yeah.
Mondo Ramos.
Matthew Hilton. Yeah, Vargas, that Vargas kid. I forgot his name, man. That Vargas, that takes a lot of punches with his face. Golden Boy had. Yeah, all these guys. Yeah.
Yep, Peter Von Arx. Yep, Coach Gogue said it. Same day weigh-in, 15 rounds. It's a whole different game. Yes, it is.
I don't care. Crawford, yeah, he's got the skills and everything, but can he do it for 15 rounds, same day weigh-in?
Yep. Completely different ball of wax, and we will never know. But here's G Funky, my brother, busting my chops. Was that Phil Collins or Ricky Hatton?
Phil Collins.
Lead singer for Genesis. Yep. Well, you could say it's one and the same, sir. But that's going to just about do it, guys. And once again, if you didn't listen up, if you need to listen back to this show again, because Gogue It's very difficult to digest everything, especially when he's doing a 2-hour marathon for you guys.
Yeah.
Very difficult to digest everything in one setting. So it'll be still there for you on the channel. We're going to dissect this one into small clips so you can best hear everything, right?
Hey,
and that's the benefit of having Coach Gogue on the show.
Pray this fight is good. If we get another pay-per-view, I mean, Garcia's fight was good, better than I ever thought. And if this fight comes out, and Munguia pulls the upset, Golden Boy is going to be with their
smoking those macanudos, sir.
I'm excited. I can't wait, man. Yeah, I'm excited.
We're just heating up, brother. This is the beginning of May. And you know what that means? A full boxing schedule. Boxing is going to be on fire for the next 30 to 45 days. And I can't wait.
You need this shit to bring in new fans, to create new fans.
Yep.
Okay? To create the new fighters coming up, man, and the amateurs. You know, you need shit like this. And what's that guy's name from Saudi Arabia? Prince Akishi. What is his name?
No.
Akishi.
Turkey al-Sheikh.
Yeah. He's putting money to make these great events, man. So you got to give him the salute, man. Yeah.
I tell you what. Oh boy. Thank you guys all for joining us tonight. It's been an outstanding show, and we couldn't do it without your input, guys. We really appreciate all of the interaction with our beloved Coach Gogue, and we all learn something every Sunday night. Look, I've been doing this show with Coach Gogue for over a decade now, and I can tell you definitively that I learn something new every single episode. Thank you, Coach Gogue.
If you're a trainer listening, now you know how to protect your motherfucking ass. You know what I mean? That shit. Handshake, man. Come on, man. Don't be so motherfucking naive. Eddie Futch. I'm glad Eddie Futch told me that. He told me that, man, motherfucking, what's it? Over 30 years ago, he told me that. How important it is to get a contract. So you have some kind of legal recourse. But if you don't have a legal recourse, you're going to have to go like Spence. If he got a good lawyer, he's going to, you know what I mean? They're going to go by what the past fight contract said, what he got paid. And if it's 10% consistently down the book, that's what the judge is going to look at. He ain't going to hear this poor story of Derek James crying, I should have got the pay-per-view outside. Because he heard Bud Crawford took care of Bomac, with that pay-per-view upside. Hey, man, that's
their business.
Yeah, judge is gonna go. That's their business, man. Yeah, and that's the way it goes, baby.
And there it is, guys. On behalf of the best eyes in the business, Coach James Gogue, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to War Week Boxing. Have a great week, everybody.
Holdings proudly presents War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer, Coach James Gogue.